Marion Community Church east of Fairfield will host a morning women's conference coming up on Saturday, October 14th. It's not about the shoes, it's about the souls. 9 a.m. is registration. It's $10 and coffee and donuts included. 10 o'clock will be the worship and the speaker. Our speaker this year is Karen Dye from the St. Louis area. Karen is a professional speaker and encourager for those wanting a personal relationship with Jesus Christ or for those wanting to become closer to Him. It's all on Saturday, October 14th, starting at 9 a.m. at the Marion Community Church, and everyone is welcome.
Real Life Radio, 90.9 The Vine.
90.9 The Vine, in conjunction with AreaSports.net, proudly presents The Sports Couch. The Sports Couch is the area's only locally produced weekly sports show that is live on FM radio and also streamed live on both of our websites at AreaSports.net and WVYN.org. Who will be on the couch this morning? Let's find out. The Sports Couch is on the air right now. Well, hello again, everyone. Sports fans and everybody listening in or watching in this morning, welcome to another edition of the Sports Couch. I'm Randy Olson, live in studio. Danny is still in the field, literally, as he is right in the midst of harvest season. So Danny Outsement, my sidekick, is not with me this morning, so we'll carry on. Flying solo again today, and what a busy show we have for you today on the Sports Couch. 7 different coaches going to be on the show with us this morning in the next 90 minutes. And we're going to be talking about high school football. We'll talk about junior high softball. We'll talk about cross country, and we'll talk about state championship cheerleading. Our first guest is going to be Lynn Braden. She is the coach of the Hamilton County Junior Lady Foxes, and they are on the bus right now as we speak, headed down to take on DuQuoin in the Class L Regional Championship softball game this morning. We'll talk to Lynn in just a moment. Also, we're going to visit with Justin Townsend, the head football coach of the Fairfield Mules. They are now 5-0 after shutting out the Carmi Bulldogs last night. That's 4 shutouts out of 5 games this year. What an unbelievable defense by the Mules. We'll talk to Coach Townsend about that. Also, big win last night on the road for the Centralia Orphans in high school football. And Coach Bobby Brenneisen of the Orphans will join us. They went over to Belleville-Altoff last night, and they beat Altoff on their field, on their brand-new field. In fact, it's the first game they ever played on that field. And the Orphans spoiled it last night at Belleville-Altoff, beating them 21-14, getting a little revenge over that loss they had last year, which was a very physical game. We'll also switch gears and talk cross-country with Clint Turner. He and the boys are on their way, I think, to Springfield this morning to run a big cross-country meet, so we'll join up with Clint and the guys on the Yellow Cheese bus this morning. Also, we're going to talk to Brian Tackitt, the head football coach of the Flora Wolves. It's homecoming weekend in Flora. We'll talk about their game last night against the Olney Tigers. We'll talk to Lisa Turner. She is the cheerleading coach and sponsor for many years at Mount Vernon. And the Mount Vernon High School Sports Hall of Fame just announced that they are going to enshrine the 1997 cheerleading squad from Mount Vernon into the Sports Hall of Fame. That squad was the first team to win the state championship in cheerleading in the ICCA finals. And we'll talk to Lisa about that squad and that year of 1997 and what that team was all about. We'll even show you some pictures, too, for those of you who are watching the live video stream this morning on AreaSports.net. And then our final guest this morning will be Lori Ellis. She is the junior high softball coach at Center Street School, the Fairfield Lady Colts. And they're practicing right now this morning as we speak, getting ready for their regional championship game, which will be played on Monday. And we'll talk to Lori about that. So we've got a lot of great guests for you this morning on the Sports Couch, and quite a variety of things to talk about as well. Last night in the Black Diamond Conference in football action, Fairfield shut out Carmi 18-0. It was Cesar-Valera over Christopher 66-0. El Dorado beat Hamilton County 30-6. It was Chester over Johnson City 47-29. South 7 Conference action last night, Centralia beat Belleville-Altoff 21-14. Marion over Mount Vernon 56-12, and Cahokia beat Carbondale 56-22. In the River last night, Anna Jonesboro over Carterville 41-7. Nashville beat Sparta 35-14. DuQuoin all over Pinckneyville 57-7. It was Harrisburg over Massac County 34-14, and Heron beat Murfreesboro 42-6. Today in the River, it's Benton at West Frankfort, and today in the Black Diamond, it's Edwards County at Vienna. In the Little Illini Conference last night, Flora lost their homecoming game to Olney 27-16. Olney comes from behind in the fourth quarter to win that one. Casey Westfield gets a win over Lawrenceville 21-7. Marshall all over Paris 35-14, and Newton beat Robinson 70-28. Those are just some of the scores from around the area last night. You can check our full scoreboard if you'd like to on our sports website at AreaSports.net. But in the interest of time, we are going to break away and let you hear from some of our underwriting sponsors. When we come back, we'll have our first guest on the show with us this morning, and that'll be Lynn Braden, the coach of the Junior Lady Foxes. We'll be back with her in just a moment.
It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
Heard the old saying, practice makes perfect. Well, there's actually a lot of truth to that, and you can get one-on-one instruction in baseball, softball, basketball, as well as speed and agility drills at the Sports Zone in Fairfield. The Sports Zone has been in business for quite some time now and has helped many area boy and girl athletes excel in their sport of choice. Lessons and practice times are available at convenient times that meet your schedule. The Sports Zone is located on Delaware Street in Fairfield, and we appreciate their support.
105.5 and 90.9 The Vine is proud to partner with Mount Vernon's newest family eatery, La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant. La Fiesta offers a family-friendly, Christian-owned, alcohol-free environment the whole family will enjoy. Located at 901 Prairie Avenue in Mount Vernon, La Fiesta offers daily specials that are easy on the family wallet. And children 5 and under eat free on Sundays. Their hours are 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant in Mount Vernon, a proud underwriter on Real Life Radio.
Underwriting on 90.9 The Vine is provided by Bean Insurance of Mount Vernon. You know, everyone knows that they need insurance, but very few people want to shop for insurance. Well, the staff at Bean Insurance of Mount Vernon makes it easy. They help you understand your insurance needs and explain the different options that you have. Bean Insurance represents multiple lines of insurance to give you very competitive rates. Just look for the green roof at Bean Insurance, downtown Mount Vernon. They're on the web at beaninsurance.net. And welcome back to the Sports Couch here live on a Saturday morning on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine Radio, and also streaming live worldwide on both of our websites. We have live video streaming right now at AreaSports.net and live audio streaming at WVYN.org. I'm Randy Olson live in studio. Danny Anselman not with us this morning. He is still in the midst of harvest season, but I'm sure he's probably listening in this morning because I'm sure he wants to hear this interview right now with our next guest, and that is Lynn Braden. She is the coach of the Junior Lady Foxes from Hamilton County, and they are on the bus as we speak en route to their regional championship game this morning where they will take on DuQuoin. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning, Randy. I'm wonderful. We're pretty pumped this morning, ready to get there and get our game started.
I bet you are very, very pumped this morning. You're on your way to DuQuoin, and you're going to take on DuQuoin in the regional championship. Your Lady Foxes, Junior Lady Foxes, are 20-2 on the season. What a tremendous year you've had.
Yeah, boy, we've had a great season. I mean, I've got a great group of girls. Most of them have been playing together, for the last several years, and I mean, I just have a great team. It's all about team, not me, with this group of girls. They don't care how we get it done. They always go out on the field to have fun, and they're out there to get a win. They're just a great group.
Well, for those people who are watching our live video stream now on AreaSports.net, I've got a team photo up on the screen of you talking to some of your girls along the side of the field there. And, I think that the season that they've had is something that everybody can be proud of there in McLeansboro and Hamilton County. And you've got quite a mixture of girls. They're not all 8th graders, are they?
No. I've got 5 8th graders this year, and the rest are 7th graders. So they're a mixed group out there on the field. And we're actually, being led this year by Ellie Dean from the mound. She's a 7th grader, and of our 22 games, she's pitched 18 of those, and she's had 16 wins. So she's done a phenomenal job for us this year. She has what it takes to be a great pitcher, and she's going to see a lot of success in the future. She's pretty level-headed. She doesn't rattle easy. She stays relaxed. She's a little goofy, which keeps everybody out on the field goofy and relaxed. And she's a great great leader on the mound for us. And she's been real fortunate to have a great defense behind her this year. She's got a really, really solid defense behind her. We've got a mixture of 7th and 8th graders out there. I've got Daisy Webb. She's playing third base for me and super aggressive. She attacks the bunt real well. She's got a great arm. And then she's got Chloe Braden, who's an 8th grader at shortstop, covers a lot of ground for us. Really solid glove. She's really well at knowing her situation. She's made some good plays for us this year. And then I've got Lily Melton at first base, who's an 8th grader. She's tall, great at stretching, shagging the ball, and man, she's got a pretty fierce arm. She can throw across the diamond to third and also get the ball back to home for us. She's a great asset for Ellie to have behind her. And then I've got Shaylee Phelps just playing second base for us. She started out in right field this year, and I switched a couple girls around. I think it's been a good switch for both of them. I brought Phelps into second base. She's got a good glove. She's got a lot of speed. And then I've got Erica Dash, who's an 8th grader in the gear behind the plate for Dean, and she's been a solid player back there. She's been a wall. She hasn't allowed very many pass balls this year, and the fact that she doesn't allow pass balls and she's got a great arm really limits the amount of runners that we have running the bases on us. And then Ellie's got a solid outfield behind her with Tinsley Wellen, an 8th grader in left field. She's got Kaylee Karcher, a 7th grader in center field, and then Carson Belangi in right, who is a 7th grader. And those three together cover a lot of ground, and they have great gloves and a lot of speed out there. So I just attribute our season to the fact that we've got a really solid defense. I don't feel like we have a weak spot anywhere on the field. And overall, we hit the ball all the way through our lineup. So between solid defense and, great bats, I think that's why we've seen a 20-2 season this year.
Sounds like a lot of consistency with the Lady Foxes this year. That's great. Well, your semifinal game there in the regional, you beat Benton in a tight one by a score of 5-3. Walk us through that game and tell us how that played out.
Yeah, well, that game obviously didn't go as well as we wanted it to go, but I knew going into it was going to be a tough game. Benton's record doesn't show how good of a team that they are. We faced them earlier in the year and just barely walked away with the win in that game also. I really have to commend the Miller girl that pitched for Benton. She's a 7th grader, and she did a great job against us. One thing that we've really been known for this year is our bats, and we didn't hit the ball real well against her the other night. We only had 4 solid hits, and she only walked one batter. The rest of our runners reached base on errors. So the Miller girl did a great job the other night from the mound, and I look for her to see a lot of success next year for Benton. Our defense is definitely what won that game for us. We weren't able to put the ball in play, but our solid defense was what won it for us.
Well, you're headed to DuQuoin right now, and you will be facing DuQuoin in that regional championship game this morning about 10 o'clock. Have you played DuQuoin yet this year, and what can you tell us about them, and what do you look for in that game today?
Yeah, no, unfortunately we have not faced DuQuoin, and DuQuoin's not on our regular season schedule. We just got moved into this regional last year, so something I hope to do is get West Frankfort and DuQuoin, 2 teams that are in that regional, on our regular season schedule in the years to come. But I did watch DuQuoin early in the season at the Marion tournament, and I got to see them the other night in their first game of regionals against West Frankfort, and they've definitely improved as the season has went along. I've seen a lot of improvement. They've got a pretty good shortstop. She's very quick, got a lot of range, and they looked to me like they had a pretty solid outfield too. It looked like their catcher had a decent arm. So, we're definitely going to have our work cut out for us today. It looks like it could be a good game.
Well, of course, you're very dedicated to what you do there in coaching the girls. And on a side note, you're a very special mom, too, because you've got Hunter Braden, who's running today cross-country for the Foxes in a big meet over at Freeburg. I know you'd love to see that today, but you won't be able to. But Hunter's having a great season with the cross-country guys, isn't he?
He is. And unfortunately, that's something I sacrifice coaching junior high softball is I miss a lot of his meets, and I'm just fortunate that I've got a lot of other cross-country moms that keep me updated on what's going on with him, and I wish I could duplicate myself some days so I could watch him run too. But he's got a lot of season left, and I think those cross-country boys are going to see a lot of success this year. It's a great group, and they have a great coach in Sam Wilson. So I wish them the best of luck today.
All right. Well, I know you've got a pregame ritual that you like to do there on the bus on the way there, and I know part of that is cranking up some music on the way there to get the girls relaxed. And so I'm going to get off here with you so you can crank the music back up. But we appreciate your time this morning, Lynn, and we want to wish the Junior Foxes success this morning in that regional championship game down at DuQuoin, okay?
Okay, well, thanks a lot for having us, and I want to give a shout-out to the junior high baseball boys. They're playing today in the regional championship, and we hope they bring home the win.
Absolutely. Absolutely we do, and that's so exciting that both teams are in regional championships today. That's so cool for Hamilton County.
Yeah.
It really is.
Great day to be a Fox.
It sure is. Well, good luck to you today, and stay safe, all right?
Okay, thanks a lot, Randy.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. That is Lynn Braden. She is the coach of the Junior Lady Foxes. And those of you watching the live video stream there on AreaSports.net saw a little picture there of Lynn and some of the girls. And 20-2 on the season. They are playing for the regional championship today at 10 o'clock down at DuQuoin, and they will play DuQuoin. DuQuoin won their semifinal game over West Frankfort 9-6. Hamilton County got there by beating Benton in the semifinals 5-3. Those Junior Lady Foxes are 20-2 on the season. Wow, what a year. Speaking of a year, how about those Fairfield Mules? Fantastic football team. They're 5-0 now. We'll talk to Coach Justin Townsend coming up next. Stay tuned.
It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
Most of us tend to take our printed materials for granted, but it's hard to imagine life today without print. Printing is communicating. Whether it's promotional, operational, or administrative, we're here to meet your printing needs. Peacock Print and Marketing has been serving the people in Southern Illinois since 1977. We're located at 1112 Jordan Street in Mount Vernon. Our phone number is 242-3157. Our website is peacockprinting.com. We believe in honoring God by serving our clients through print and marketing and helping them reach their full potential.
Real Life Radio Foundation is blessed by the generosity of Monroe Accounting in McLeansboro. They specialize in a full line of accounting services for businesses, individuals, and farms, including tax preparation, payroll preparation, quarterly sales taxes, and more. Their office is located at 102 East Market Street in downtown McLeansboro with experience and knowledge to serve your needs. Their phone number is 643-3993. Monroe Accounting in McLeansboro, a proud supporter of 90.9 and 105.5 The Vine.
Nothing makes a tough outdoor job easy like the legendary power and performance of Yanmar compact tractors. Hi, I'm Jerome from Main Street Shop Fairfield, and I'm here to talk about the legendary reliability of Yanmar equipment. A particular note is the superb Yanmar diesel engine. Over 100 years of development is built into that power plant, smooth and dependable. Directional change is made simple using the twin pedal hydrostat. Push one pedal to go forward and the other one for reverse. Simple. Just stop in Main Street Shop Fairfield for a test ride, and we'll give you a free hat just for trying one.
Welcome back to the Sports Couch. You're live on a Saturday morning on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine Radio. Also streaming live worldwide on both of our websites. We have live video streaming right now at AreaSports.net and live audio streaming at WVYN.org. I'm Randy Olson, live in studio. Last night, in Black Diamond Conference football action, Fairfield Mules shut out the Carmi Bulldogs 18-0 at the train yard. That is 4 shutouts this year by that Mules defense. Unbelievable effort by them, and they sit atop the conference right now at 5-0. Cesar-Valera is also 5-0. Those two will meet each other in week number 9. But let's talk about last night's game right now with head coach Justin Townsend of the Mules. Good morning, Justin. How are you?
I'm doing good, guys.
You have got to be so excited with the way your Mules are playing. 5-0 on the season, and how about that defense? That's just incredible.
Yeah, we felt like going in this season that our defense was going to be our strength, and it definitely has been through the first 5 weeks of the season. You mentioned the 4 shutouts in 5 weeks, and did give up a few touchdowns to a pretty good Chester team. But last night I think you really saw, defensively that we're pretty good. Carmi, I got to give them credit. They're big and physical up front. Coming in, they had the conference's leading rusher in the Yates kid. He's pretty good running back. I think he'd rushed for over 500 yards in 4 games, and I think we held him to 21 yards on 20 carries. And Carmi kind of went to the pass a little bit when we shut their run down, and our defense bent a little bit, but we didn't break. They were inside the 20 several times, and we were able to keep them out. I mean, they threw everything at us in the kitchen sink, flea flickers, screens, and our kids just really responded. Really proud of them.
Yeah, holding Yates to 21 yards on 20 carries, that's just incredible. He must have been really frustrated with your line. He just his longest run of the night was his first run for 7 yards. So I think that to me that makes that even more impressive. Oh yeah.
Once our kids adjusted, and like I said, they're big and physical up front, and while we're good on defense, we're athletic. We're not overly big, so I thought our guys did a nice job adjusting to their size, and we had a great game plan going in, and we just felt like if we could do enough offensively, which we mixed in the run, the pass. Jaden Lewis had a couple of big catches for us. We ran a lot of different backs, and we did this. Thursday we're going through walkthrough. We ended up, which a few of these guys have been out all year, but we had 2 more starters out last night. So we had about 5 guys out that play or would have played significant time for us. And so we had to have some guys step up last night. Jackson Kronovich is the one that I can think of that is a senior, starts on defense for us. Hadn't ran the ball much for us, but because of injuries, it was his time, and he had a couple of big runs, including a big touchdown run for us. So we just had a lot of guys step up. It was a total team effort last night.
Well, that's impressive. And, that's the character of a championship team, too, is guys who can step up in crucial situations that are due to injuries, because depth is so important at the high school level, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the name of the game. I was, along that line with Thursday, I was thinking, man, most teams with what they got sitting over there on the sideline injured would be really panicking, or they'd be in really big trouble, especially in 2A, 3A football. And I said, well, I feel pretty confident. I think our kids are going to be ready to go, and I think the guys that we've plugged in are going to be just fine. And they did, and they really responded. We challenged some kids this week that, hey, you're going to have the best week of practice that you've ever had, and you're going to have to perform your best on Friday, because we really need you to step up. And at the kids' credit, they just really responded. And, we continue to rotate the backs. We had, 6 or 7 different guys run the ball again last night, and it doesn't make for big rushing numbers, but it's been successful for us because it also keeps those guys fresh on defense. And I think us being really good defensively goes hand in hand with us being able to rotate a lot of guys in the backfield. So I think that's a big factor.
Yeah, well, and that Carmi defense is no slouch. They got a good defense, too, and you were able to punch it in the end zone 3 times, so that says a lot, too.
Yeah. They did a good job of really taking our bread and butter out, and that's our power play off tackle. They were not going to let us do that, and they did a good job of shutting that down, but that also kind of left them a little bit susceptible on the perimeter, and, that's where we took advantage. So, and also took advantage in the passing game when they gave it to us.
Yeah. Well, as we look ahead on the schedule now, next week you have got the Edwards County Lions at home at your place, and they're a dangerous football team, and I'm sure they've got some concerns for you.
Yeah, our next 2 opponents are Edwards County and Vienna, and they happen to play today, so I'm going to go down and watch that game. And the thing with Edwards County, these kids know each other. They've been playing basketball and baseball and football against each other since the 3rd grade, and a lot of them are friends, and they communicate back and forth, how the season. So as much as, they say Carmi is a rivalry game, I would say that now we're back to playing Edwards County every year. I think that's kind of turned into a rivalry game. And Their junior class is very, very strong, and they got some nice athletes. Their skill players are nice, some big, strong linemen. They're going to present some challenges for us. I know they're going to be pumped up. It's a game that, regardless of what happens today, they're trying to get in the playoffs, so it's a game that they're going to need. And, I'm just hoping our kids respond. And, I don't think there's going to be a big letdown. Sometimes after a big win, you kind of take a deep breath and relax. I don't think our kids are going to do that. I think they're going to be amped up and want to continue to keep this thing rolling. And, I anticipate having another great week of practice and our kids hopefully getting a few kids back healthy and coming out next Friday ready to roll.
Well, and Cesar-Valera, of course, winners again last night. El Dorado, a winner again last night. Chester, a win. And so, and again, you still got to face El Dorado and Cesar-Valera later on in the schedule, too.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by the Chester win. I've been saying the last couple of weeks that I think that win for us down there is going to keep looking better and better. I think they're a pretty good team. I think they're going to end up winning 5 or 6 games. And then I think Carmi is going to be in the same boat. I think they'll win 5 or 6. They're going to be a playoff team, and obviously we still got El Dorado, still got Cesar. We're just taking 1 week at a time, but you can't help but get a little excited thinking about the potential of what could be in store at the end of the season, but we just tell our kids to stay grounded and keep your eye on the prize, but stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do the work first to put yourself in that position, and our kids have been doing a good job of that. So, but definitely, it could be something pretty special at the end of the season if we can keep things going.
Yeah, it sure can be. Now, you mentioned a few injuries last night. How is the team health-wise as you wake up this morning?
Well, right now we still got about 5 guys out, and we're not going to get one of those back. But the other 4, we're hoping there's a potential for Week 8 for us to be as healthy as we have been all season if we can get some of these kids back. And then that kind of goes back to that depth factor that, I think it's just going to make us that much better on special teams. And, hopefully nothing happens between now and then. But we've just had some things, and it's part of football. And like we talked about earlier, you just you hope that your other kids can step up, and we've done it. We've been able to kind of weather the storm with the injury part of it, and hopefully now we can start getting some of those guys back and make us an even better football team.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations on the win last night. Very, very impressive. 5-0 on the season, 4 shutouts out of those 5 games. And enjoy this weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. That's Justin Townsend, the head football coach of the Fairfield Mules. And, again, what an impressive win last night, beating Carmi, shutting them out 18-0. And that defense is the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to tell you. You take somebody like Yates, who is the leading rusher in the Black Diamond Conference coming into the game last night, and they hold him to 21 yards on 20 carries. And as you heard Coach Townsend say, his biggest carry of the game was 7 yards, which was his first carry. And then after that, he had some negative yardage on several of those carries. So that is just that's crazy goods, what that is, your defense. And so with a defense like that, and even having some guys step up offensively because of injury last night, the Mules able to get it done and win it 18-0. A lot of people looking at Week 9, that matchup between Fairfield and Cesar-Valera in Week 9. Cesar-Valera also 5-0 right now, but you can't put the cart before the horse. And both Cesar-Valera and Fairfield have got to take care of business before they get to Week 9. You can't look too far ahead. And, of course, the Mules will have a good opponent next week in the Edwards County Lions, and they're playing some good football, and they're playing this afternoon down at Vienna. And you heard Coach Townsend say that he'll be down there watching that one today, which I'm sure some other people certainly will be as well. When we come back, we're going to talk about that exciting football game last night in the South 7 Conference, a big win for the Centroy Orphans. They win at Belleville-Lautoff last night. We'll talk to Bobby Brenneisen coming up next on the Sports Couch.
It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
Music and ministry on the Vine is provided by Tony Wilt State Farm Insurance Agency in Mount Vernon. Tony Wilt State Farm Insurance Agency specializes in providing your life, health, auto, and home insurance, as well as complete financial services. They are located at 4121 South Water Tower Place in Mount Vernon. Their phone number is 242-1421, and their website is tonywilt.com. We are grateful for their underwriting support.
Are you going out of town for a vacation or a weekend getaway? What are you going to do with your dog? That's easy. There's Jaggers Doggy Daycare in Mount Vernon. Jaggers Doggy Daycare is your one-stop shop for overnight dog boarding, doggy daycare, as well as dog grooming and obedience dog training. It's your dog's home away from home, and they will thrive, and they'll get one-on-one attention by a great staff. More information is available on the web at jaggersdoggydaycare.com. Jaggers Doggy Daycare, 414 Main Street in Mount Vernon.
This is your home for best Christian music.
WVYN, Blueford, Wayne City, Fairfield, Mount Vernon.
And now on Translator, W288CO Centralia, broadcasting at 105.5.
A service of Real Life Radio Foundation.
The best Christian music, 90.9 The Vine.
And welcome back to the Sports Couch. You're live on a Saturday morning on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine Radio. Also streaming live worldwide on both of our websites. Live video streaming right now at AreaSports.net and live audio streaming at WVYN.org. I'm Randy Olson, live in studio. Danny's not with us this morning. He, again, is involved in the harvest season, and so hopefully he'll join us back here in just a little while. Bobby, is that you, buddy? Okay, hold on a second here. I'll patch you through. Joining us on the phone right now is head coach of the Centralia Orphans, and that's Bobby Brenneisen. And you got to be on cloud 9 this morning, Bobby, after that huge win last night at Belleville-Altoff. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a very big win, and it was a good one for our guys.
Oh, huge win last night. And I know last year you guys were still thinking about and still talking about the loss last year to Belleville-Altoff as they beat you at your place last year 40-21. And then that was in the minds of your team probably going into last night's game as motivation, wasn't it?
Absolutely. You know, you definitely have that in the back of your mind, and you know, it's one of those you kind of want to go in there and you get to take down. You got to take down the top dog in order to consider to be at the top. And you know, after we were able to do it, and like I said, that's step 2 of our goal of trying to get toward the conference title.
Well, last night that was certainly a huge step, and what an effort last night by your quarterback, Javon Williams. And you just can't say enough about him. He is such an incredible athlete. He had 166 yards rushing last night. He passed for 257 yards. Scored that winning touchdown with about a minute and a half left from 9 or 10 yards out, and I don't know how many more superlatives you can use about Javon.
Yeah, you know, make big players make big plays in big games, and that was the case. But who we give our hats to off last night was especially our defenses up front guys and our guys up front on offense. You know, they're giving up 40, 50 pounds a dude, and they were able to, yeah, I guess like Coach Turner said, shock them, you know, as far as how we played up front. You know, I was very proud of the guys that way, and our defense played a phenomenal game, and we're very physical. That was awesome to see.
Well, I saw that quote from Coach Turner, and you're right. He really gave credit to the Orphans on the line, on the trenches, and he felt like that you guys really beat them up front last night. Yeah,
you know, that's what we knew we had to do, and you know, sometimes you got to take advantage of their advantages. Obviously, their advantages, they're bigger, they're stronger, but I think we were a little bit quicker up front, and you know, we were able to take advantage of that.
Well, anybody who has seen Belleville-Altoff play football in the last couple of years knows that when you hold them to 14 points, you're doing something.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're very explosive. They got some great guys on that offensive side of the ball, and you know, for Coach Gulai developed and Coach Bauer and those guys developed a heck of a game plan, and our kids did a phenomenal job going out and executing it. And that's the key. And you know, like I said, I couldn't be more proud of that group. You know, they had a lot of doubters and whatnot just because, you know, the first few games. But you know, like we said, let's go prove the people wrong, and that's what they're able to do.
We talked about Javon Williams, your outstanding quarterback, and he scored twice on the ground last night. But one of the touchdowns you scored last night was a 37-yard pass from Williams to Jordan Maines. And Maines has been an incredible player for you too, hasn't he?
Yes, he's one of those two-way guys that doesn't get to leave the field much, and he was awesome. It was a great play. A little dinged up, but he was able to go make that play. It was a good ball and it was a good catch. And on defense, he stepped up, and made plays, and it was really big for him, kind of challenged him, especially after that opening kickoff that we fumbled and whatnot, and then dropping a pass. That's how like I told him, you're a senior. It's time to step up now in a big game, and he did nothing but step up from that point on.
You mentioned something there, going both ways, and that's something a lot of people take for granted. But when you have a player like him and some of your others that go both ways, that is really difficult, particularly on a hot, humid night like you had last night in Belleville.
Absolutely, and we got a lot of those guys. I wish we were fortunate enough, especially if our guys up front. They got two separate. They got an O line and a D line, and they don't not many of those guys, if any, mix both ways. Whereas it's never. Our kids do a great job with it, and they kind of embrace it. They don't get to come off the field. We have guys that D line, linebacker, O line, you name it. We're going both ways. That is what it is. We'll take our guys to those guys that we got any day of the week.
Well, you really spoiled something last night for Belleville Altoff, not only beating them at their place, but it was a brand-new field, first game they'd ever played on this brand-new field behind the school, and you spoiled it for them last night, so that's really another feather in your cap, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They were the guys that last year were the first team to beat us on our field, on our new facility.
Mm-hmm.
Not that that's obviously what you play for, but, a game that's hyped up like that, and their facilities are phenomenal. They're beautiful, and it's a great surface to play on. But to be able to go and get that, that was huge.
Well, 21-14 was the final last night, but Altoff did get the ball again in that final minute and a half, and they were making a drive. But boy, your defense had to step up, and they did, didn't they?
Absolutely. It's one of those just bend don't break. We had the one timeout left, and made them have to use it and burn it, and we held tough. You can let them get down and hold it down there. It don't matter. It's not able to keep them from punching it in the end zone, and we were obviously able to do that, and that was huge.
Well, last week you beat Carbondale, so you know about the Terriers, and as you look at the scoreboard this morning, you see that Cahokia put it on Carbondale last night, 56-22. Your next opponent is the Cahokia Comanches. You got to have some concern about the offense that they're able to generate.
Oh yeah, they're loaded. They got tons of weapons on both sides of the ball. They're very athletic and big up front. Not quite as big as Altoff, obviously, but they are big nonetheless. And it's definitely, and they're playing for their playoff chance. It's going to be a big challenge for us, but for us, we're looking at it as step 3 toward the conference championship.
Yeah, you're in the driver's seat right now for the conference championship, and you're 4-1 overall. So the goal is just to keep that train running and duplicate or do better than even what you did last year when you went 8-3.
Yeah, absolutely. That's our goal. Goal 1, win conference, and then goal 2, finish out the season and go from the to the playoffs with hopefully on a high note. But we still got to take care of some business before we even think about playoffs.
Sure. Well, with that physical, hot game you played last night at Belleville, how'd your Orphans come out of that game health-wise? Are you doing okay this morning?
We're good.
That's good. That's good, because I know a lot of times you get a lot of cramping and things like that, and when it's really hot like it was, and I know some other teams saw some injuries last night, so if you came out of there pretty healthy, that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good thing. Well, Bobby, hey, we appreciate your time this morning. Always fun to talk to you, and what an incredible win last night for your football program. I mean, that's huge, going on the road and winning at Belleville Altoff, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, enjoy the weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty, bye-bye. That's Bobby Brenneisen. He is the head football coach of the Centralia Orphans, and yeah, they are now 4-1 overall in the season, but more importantly, they are 2-0 in South 7 Conference play, so they're really in the driver's seat as far as conference championship is concerned if they can take care of business, but they've got a big opponent next week as they'll go and take on the Cahokia Comanches, who were winners last night over Carbondale, 56-22. Also in the South 7 Conference last night, Marion spoiled Mount Vernon's homecoming as the Wildcats beat the Rams by a score of 56-12. Some other scores that I did not have a chance to pass along to you earlier in the show. In the Apollo Conference last night, it was Mount Zion over Charleston 28-8. Taylorville beat Lincoln 56-6. Mahomet Seymour over Mattoon 40-21. Effingham, who's also in the Apollo Conference, stepped out of the conference last night and played Macomb and beat them by a score of 40-0. In the Mississippi Valley Conference last night, it was Jerseyville over Mascoutah 51-39. Highland beat Triad 28-13. How good is Highland? because we know Triad's a pretty good football team, and Highland took care of them easy, 28-13. Waterloo all over Bethalto, 42-6. In the South Central Conference last night, Greenville kept rolling along as the Comets beat Litchfield 49-33. Pana all over Staunton 55-20. Carlinville beat Roxana 50-8. Hillsboro over Gillespie 55-8. Vandalia over Piasaw Southwestern 47-26. Non-conference action last night, Mount Carmel beat Washington, Indiana 28-8. The Milk Bowl between Breeze Mater Dei and Breeze Central, well, it was won by the Knights last night as Mater Dei beat Breeze Central 40-12 in what they call the Milk Bowl there in Clinton County over in Breeze. Today in a non-conference game, Red Hill will host a game this afternoon against Farmer City. And again, some other Saturday games going on today. Benton is at West Frankfort in River to River Conference play. That's, again, this afternoon. And also, as we mentioned earlier, Edwards County plays at Vienna this afternoon in high school football as well. Again, you can check out all those scores, of course, on our sports website anytime you'd like to on demand there at AreaSports.net. Well, when we come back, we are going to shift gears, and we're going to talk a little cross-country this morning as Clint Turner and the Mount Vernon Rams cross-country team is on the Yellow Cheese bus. I believe he said they were headed for Springfield this morning for a big invitational meet. We'll talk to Coach Turner coming up next here on the Sports Couch. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
When it comes to custom cabinets and furniture, Barbary Woodworks in Fairfield is the name you need to know for American-made cabinets with American-made products. For the kitchen and bath, they also feature DuPont, Corian, Zodiac, and Granite. Barbary Woodworks also specializes in hardwood flooring, trim doors, and windows. In fact, they have a showroom where you can see it all at 307 Highland Avenue in Fairfield. Or go online and visit their website at barbaryswoodworks.com and visit them on Facebook as well.
105.5 and 90.9 The Vine thanks Swibbles Repair and Sales in McLeansboro for their monthly underwriting support of local Christian radio. They repair small engines and ag equipment, and they sell small engine parts, including oil filters and belts. They have agriculture aftermarket parts, interstate batteries, big truck parts, and truck lighting. As Steel and Husqvarna dealers, they offer a wide variety of chainsaws, trimmers, and cut-off saws. Wibbles Repair and Sales in McLeansboro. Their phone number, 618-648-2227. Open Monday through Friday, Saturdays till noon.
Choosing a construction company is a big decision because many companies come and go. That's why Greenwald & Sons Construction is a name you can trust. With over 40 years of experience, Greenwald & Sons Construction in Wayne City and Mount Vernon specialize in residential and commercial construction, as well as remodeling. They'll be happy to talk to you about a church addition, business expansion, or new home construction. Greenwald & Sons Construction, the experts you can depend upon. Their number is 895-2044.
Featured on America's Got Talent and coming to Effingham Performance Center, Illuminate. On stage Friday, October 6th. The best new act in America. A journey of light, dance, and sound. Spectacular, magical, dazzling. The show plenty are trying to imitate, but they'll never out-innovate. Illuminate. Friday, October 6th at the EPC. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com by phone or the box office. Sponsored by Turnkey Computers. IT support for small business.
And welcome back to the Sports Couch here live on a Saturday morning on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine Radio. Also streaming live worldwide on both our websites. Live video streaming right now at AreaSports.net and live audio streaming at WVYN.org. I'm Randy Olson live in studio. Danny is on a combine someplace today. Yep, he is in the midst of harvest season, and I'm sure he's listening to the show this morning. And one of our friends, Coach Clint Turner of the Mount Vernon Rams cross-country team's on the phone with us. He's been on that Yellow Cheese bus this morning, but I think he might be looking at some young figure skating or something going on in Springfield right now. Is that what's going on there, Clint?
Well, yeah, we are off the Yellow Cheese bus up in Springfield. We're in Lincoln Park, which is up on the north side of the city near the state fairgrounds. And they've got an ice arena right in the middle of this park, and we kind of run around it. But there's like little 8, 9-year-old girls in there. They're cute as a button, figure skating. They're like doing little twirls and, the things that it's really, really cool. Something you don't see every day.
No, you don't see that every day, and they can probably teach all of us something, I'm sure.
Yes. But they're just, they're all real pretty, got all their hair done, special clothes on, and yeah, they're out there twirling and spinning. It's neat. It's fun.
Oh, that's cool. So you're up in Springfield right now, getting ready for a big invitational cross-country meet today. Tell us about that.
Springfield High School Invitational in Lincoln Park, which many years ago was always the sectional course for Southern Illinois. It hasn't been the sectional in a long time, but Mount Vernon's been coming up here well before me. Coach Ellis and Coach Hari, and since the mid-'80s, early '80s, and it's a big meet. Got a little suburb flavor to it. A lot of the Central Illinois schools, obviously the Springfield areas. Always a real good look at our sectional again, and a lot of the teams that we don't see necessarily every week. And there'll be anywhere from 30 full teams, but probably closer to 40 teams represented from just all the area, and it's a big meet.
Yeah, well, again, another good measuring stick to see where you stand.
Yeah, and we're going to kind of break up some kids today. Our freshmen they've earned their way up into the varsity runs a lot, and we're going to break them down a little bit, let them run the fresh soft race. Got a couple kids that are, not that they're injured, but just kind of got some nagging little things. We won't run them today. We'll let them try to get recovered and let our varsity guys see what they can do. Yeah, it's a measuring stick. And to be honest with you, we didn't have a good race last week over at Olney. We had a lot of conversations this week as a team and what we do and how we do it. And so hopefully we improve on that today.
Yeah, so tell us about that Olney meet. That was another invitational, and how many teams were involved in that one?
Right at 20. And that over there, we like going over there. Centray is there, Salem's there. Then you get a lot of teams. Princeton, Indiana won the meet. We see Mattoon and some of the teams in and around the kind of the eastern edge of Southern Illinois that we normally don't run against. Olney's got a good team, and we've been going there for a number of years. And the home of the white squirrels. No squirrels were spotted. It's funny that if there is one near, it's like the whole place shuts down to go look at this squirrel. But we didn't see one this year.
Sounds like a Seinfeld episode or something,
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. And the kids don't believe you. They don't think. When they talk like it's this mythical creature or something, and when it happens, it's funny. And we were up there one year. Late in the season. I think we ran our regional there, and National Geographic. The National Geographic Society was there doing a study. I mean, there were like 30 scientists there at this, and where we run it at Olney Central College, studying these white squirrels.
That's great.
Anyway, the meet, we just didn't. It was a hot day, and we've been really spoiled with the nice weather the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I just think our guys got off the bus worrying a little bit too much about the heat and sweating and not really getting themselves mentally ready to run. So our challenge today, and this is a tough sport. I mean, it's.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just think about it. Anybody, I'll challenge anybody. Hey, you're going to get off a bus after you traveled 2 hours. Hey, we're going to go see if we can run 3 miles as hard as we can.
Right.
It is just a tough challenge mentally, and getting yourself ready to compete. It's probably, I don't want to say it's half the battle. It's more than half the battle. So that's what we're just trying to improve on right now.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because, again, I ran cross country in high school as well, and it is a mental game. It sure is, and they've got to deal with the heat today too.
Yeah, and it's not bad up here right now. I mean, obviously it's sunny and it's gonna heat up, but it's Lincoln Park's got a lot of shade. When you run, you're running through a lot of trees and things, so that's what kind of helps you here.
Yeah,
a lot of shade as you run, and so that helps.
Well, talk about what it's like when you said roughly 35 or 40 teams up there today. Talk about happens, all the jockeying for position and stuff there at the start? Because you got just a crowd of people there at the starting line, and talk about the strategy there.
Well, and it kind of depends on your course. You know, when the gun goes off, what's in front of you, and here you've got about 200 meters, and then you have to just take a hard left-hand turn. So our box is number 9. So we're like more towards the inside. Well, it's kind of like a trap door. You know, we're almost the hinge of the door to where everybody's going to kind of push down on us getting towards that turn. And it is literally the fence of a foul pole of a ball diamond. So you either get around the pole or you run into the fence, because all these other teams, these other 20 some odd teams are to your outside. So what we've got to stress when the gun goes off, being in our box at 9, we got to get out a little harder so we don't get pinched and cut off at that first turn.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some jockeying. There's I mean, people think cross country is a nice boy, nice girl sport, and there's a lot of contact, I'll say, especially early in that first race. If you've ever seen, like, when they drop the gate on a motocross race,
mm-hmm.
and they talk about getting a hole shot in a motocross race, that's what it is in a lot of ways.
Yeah, well, for those people who don't understand cross country as much and don't understand the terminology used there, the box, explain to them what you mean. I know, sorry. but let the layman people out there know. Yeah.
Yeah, your starting line can be, you know, however long. You're assigned a starting box, which is usually about, different meets, different sizes, but generally probably about 4 feet wide, and that's a big box. So you can put normally about 3 or 4 of your 7 guys up on the start line, and then you got 2 or 3 behind. But you have to start in that box. You can't just get anywhere on the line that you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing we do when we get to the meet, I went over, and when you pick up your coach's packet, it has your bib numbers. Kids will pin those to the front of them. Sometimes you have a timing chip you got to put in your shoes. We don't have those today. But you also get your box assignment. And you always want to know, and you have to know, obviously, what box you start in.
Mm-hmm. Boy, you know, since you've been coaching cross country for seems like forever, the technology has changed a lot, hasn't it? I mean, you think about when you first started coaching cross country and how everything has evolved. The technology has changed so much in timing mechanisms and watches and different things that the runners themselves can run or wear as they run, and things like that you didn't have, 20, 25 years ago.
Right. And you get immediate, when you're using electronic timing, and whether it's like it's a little, I say it's a chip, it's usually a little square with holes in it, about the size of a poker chip, and
mm-hmm.
you put it in the laces, you intertwine it in the laces of your shoe. So it's on top of your foot.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes the timing device is actually embedded in the bib, the number that you wear on the front. So different meets, like we'll go to Peoria next week, our timing device will be in the bib.
Wow.
You have to return those chips.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to return those bibs. The companies reuse them. But a couple of weeks ago, we were down in Carbondale, and we just did it old-fashioned way to where the gun went off. Somebody at the finish line, the chute, had a stopwatch running, and he's calling off times to a person that's sitting there with a sheet of paper, and it's the sheet of paper's in columns, and there's the 15-minute times, the 16s, the 17s, 18s, 19s, and he just goes down and circles the seconds. And you just keep adding circles and times as you go through. Obviously, the first place runner is going to have an early circle on the chart. The last place runner is going to have a late circle down in the chart. So, and you go back and figure out your places that way. Sometimes you wear a card on your person. You pin it to you with a safety pin, and then when you come through the chute, they peel it off and put it in a stack. Sometimes your bib number has a rip-off, and your name and team is on it. And they put it on a spindle, and that's how you determine places. And somebody's punched a clock, and they just match places to the time. So sometimes we're big-time technology. Sometimes we still do it like they did way back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Old school, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
old
cool.
School, so.
That's cool.
Different things for different meets.
All right. Well, we'll let you get going and get ready for the start of that meet today. We wish you well up in Springfield, and hope everybody stays hydrated and cool, and we'll talk to you down the line. Oh, by the way, I'm going to have your wife on here in just a little while. We're going to talk some cheerleading this morning.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, her 97 team that was the first to win the ICCA state championship.
Yeah.
Got elected to our Mount Vernon Township High School Hall of Fame, and they're really excited. Great group of kids.
Mm-hmm.
She's really excited. I tell you what, Randy, I've been doing that Hall of Fame for a while, and you talk to people that get elected, and it's always great to talk to them and let them know. That was kind of an emotional deal when we made that announcement. So we're happy.
Well,
really happy.
And I'm anxious to put those photos from 1997 up on the screen this morning because the uniforms and the hairstyles have changed since 1997.
Little longer, and that doesn't seem that long ago to me.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, the skirts are a little longer. The unis are a little different, and it's fun. It's going to be real fun.
Well, it will be fun talking to her this morning. So, anyway, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck up there today at Springfield, okay?
Thanks. Hey, be careful. Tell your partner I said hello when he gets off that combine.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Appreciate it. Thanks.
See ya.
Bye-bye. That is Clint Turner, the cross-country coach at Mount Vernon, and big meet there today in Springfield running in the heat. But he said there is a lot of shade up there, which is a good thing, but about 40 teams up there, including a number of teams that they're going to see probably in postseason, so it's a good measuring stick today for the Mount Vernon Rams cross-country team. Hey, when we come back, we're going to talk about Flora Wolves football. They had their homecoming game last night at Dancy Field in Flora. Coach Brian Tackitt of the Wolves joins us next on the Sports Couch. Stay tuned.
It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
Hamilton County Flooring on the south side of the square in McLeansboro offers a full line of flooring, cabinets, and countertops for your home or business. Countertops or showers are available in granite, quartz, corian, custom marble, or ceramic tile. Their showroom includes a complete line of flooring available in ceramic tile, cork, bamboo, hardwood, vinyl, laminate, and carpeting, including name brands such as Armstrong, Bruce, Marazzi, Mulligan, Shaw, and Tarkett. We thank Hamilton County Flooring in McLeansboro for their support.
Authentic Mexican food is right here close to home at Agave Mexican Restaurant in Mount Vernon. At Agave, you can choose from a large menu of your favorite Mexican dishes, featuring your choice of chicken, beef, fish, shrimp, steak, or pork. If you prefer vegetarian or gluten-free, we cover that as well. Plus, there is a discount for kids on Sunday at Agave. We also have great French fries, burgers, and chicken fingers. At Agave, we have many daily specials on our Facebook page, and our full menu is on our website at agavemexicandining.com, where we are happy to be an underwriting sponsor of The Vine.
Accidents happen. It's part of life. But when an accident occurs with your car or truck, you can count on the professionals at Sesser Auto Body in Sesser. Whether you have a collision with a deer, a building, a parking post, or another vehicle, Sesser Auto Body in Sesser can restore your car or truck to look like nothing ever happened. That's why many people in Southern Illinois refer to Sesser Auto Body as the Collision Pros. We appreciate the underwriting support of Sesser Auto Body in Sesser. Welcome back to the Sports Couch. You're live on a Saturday morning on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine Radio, and also streaming live worldwide on both of our websites. Live video streaming at AreaSports.net and live audio streaming at WVYN.org. Yeah, if you're not near a computer and you can't see the live video stream, you can also bring that up on your phone too, okay, at AreaSports.net. Some people say, well, why do you do live video streaming? Well, the reason is simple. It's because we like to put pictures and graphics up on the screen of many of the guests and teams that we're talking about. For example, up on the screen right now, if you're watching the live video stream, I've got the team shot of the Flora Wolves, because that's who we're going to talk to right now. The head coach of the Flora Wolves, Brian Tackitt, joins us. Hey, Brian, how you doing this morning?
Good, Randy. How are you doing?
Oh, just fine. Tough loss last night for your Flora Wolves. You seem to be in control of the game there at your homecoming game there in at Dancy Field, and something happened. Only scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, came from behind and beat you 27-16. I'm sure you're a little disappointed this morning, but I'm sure there's some bright spots out of the game last night as well.
Yeah, I tell you what, Randy, if you were a random high school football fan and you just chose to come to Florida to see what the all-new Florida rivalry is about on homecoming night, man, you picked a good, exciting game to go to. We just watched it on film, and it was, it was as good a game on film this morning as it was last night. But as much as I hoped for a different outcome on film, we didn't see it this morning. But they scored first in the first quarter, got a touchdown, a run by the quarterback, go up 7-0. And it's the first time that we hadn't scored first this year. But our kids responded really, really well. I thought we had a good second quarter. We had 3 nice drives in that quarter. But first, when we get down to the 14, we fumble. Defense held them down there. We got the ball back and drove right back down the field. Had a first and goal at the 4 and then kind of stalled out. So we settled for a field goal. It's nice for us this year to have a kid that can kick field goals for us. It was important for us to get points on the board at that point, so we did. And then defense got the ball right back to us, and offense, they just did what they were doing last night. The offense played well, went right back down the field, and scored a touchdown. We up, I guess it was 9-7 there at that point, and thought that's what was going to go into halftime with the 9-7 lead, and only had about a minute to go, and they hit a couple long passes and put themselves in a position where they could take a chance downfield in the end zone, and they got a touchdown right before half. Controversial call. I guess the end zone was about a yard or two extended in the eyes of the referee, but that's part of the game, and they got that score. So they still missed them going into half. They missed the extra point, 13-9. We came back in the second half and responded really, really well. Our offense played well, and that's the score of the third quarter. I think in that third quarter we probably held the ball for 10 minutes of the 12 minutes. Our offense did a great job keeping Olney off the field, but then, like you said, late in the fourth quarter they got a score and a nice drive with about 5 minutes to go up 21. See what it would be, 21-13
or 16 actually.
21-16. I'm sorry. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. And then we got the ball back and got a first down. We went with a fake punt about midfield. Came up a yard short. Still had 2 timeouts to play with, so we knew whether we gave the ball to them at midfield or at the 20, we was going to have to get stops. And we did get a stop and got the ball back to our offense. And we only had about 30 seconds to go, and that's when you're running deep routes down the field and routes toward the sideline trying to get out of bounds, and we threw an interception, and they ran it back for the last pick 6 to make it 27-16. So, but for the most part, it's a one-possession game, and neither team really had anything more than a 6-7 point lead all game. It was a good high school football game.
Oh yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, you had that 16-13 lead there in that fourth quarter, and then only was able to score a couple of touchdowns to pull it out 27-16. But that is a good rivalry between the Wolves and the Tigers.
Yeah, it is. We very similar game last year at their place at their homecoming, and we won a 3-point win, and then I think like 3 years ago it was a shootout deal where I think it was like a 42-37 game or something like that. So we've had some good battles with those kids, and one thing I can say last night is both teams just played their hearts out and laid it all on the line. But even amongst 2 rivals like that, it was a good, clean game. There wasn't any dirty shots or anything like that. There's a mutual respect there. Our kids talk to their kids, and vice versa. And Coach Music and his staff are good friends of us and our staff, and we hang out in the off season, even attend clinics together with those guys. It's just a good program. We respect them. I think they respect us, and it was a good game last night.
Well, that rivalry and that matchup with the Olney Tigers, that, of course, predates the Little Illini Conference. That goes back to the North Egypt Conference. So, been playing football against each other for a long, long time. Yeah, we have.
That's neat for me as a coach even though it's a different conference, to coach against teams that I played against in high school, and it's a rivalry that goes back way back in time.
Mm-hmm, sure does. Other games last night in the Little Illini Conference: Casey Westfield beat Lawrenceville 21-7, Marshall over Paris 35-14, and Newton all over Robinson in a high-scoring game 70-28. Anything surprised you about any of those scores last night, Brian?
I don't know about the Marshall game a little bit. We had seen Paris at Lawrenceville in live action a couple of weeks ago, and I think most people probably picked Paris to win that game, but I mean, you and I both know how Marshall's programs like there, and those kids play hard, and they went up to Paris. That was a big win for Marshall last night, and the rest of the stuff, the rest of the scores were kind of about the way we thought we'd see, and it was nice for KZ to get a win last night for them. It was their first win of the year, so things went where I thought they would, except for maybe that Marshall-Paris score.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, the Wolves are now 3-2 on the season, and you go on the road again next week to Newton to take on Eagles, and boy, they can score. They can score in bunches, can't they?
Yeah, they can. And we know we got a tough task next week. Last week, Newton went to Red Hill, and I think Red Hill beat them. It was about first loss in about 20-some conference games that Newton had suffered. So I looked for them to rebound last night and try and make a point, and they did. And they're a good team. And so next week we got to go to their place. It's a very similar scheme that we'll see that we've seen the last few years. They're a run first team, and they've got a good running back there in the backfield again this year, and moved the kid that played some running back last year to quarterback, so he can run the ball, and he can throw the ball a little bit too. So they're a good team. I wouldn't say they're maybe as good as they were last year, but they're still definitely a playoff team. Probably going to look to go 8-1, 7-2. So it'll be a good challenge for us. We like to say if it's easy, it's not worth attaining, and we got a big challenge with us ahead of these last 4 games, and we've got to win 2 of them. Probably all playoff teams, so we have to look at each and every week as a playoff week for ourselves.
How'd you come out of that game last night, health-wise? Any injuries or anything? Or
no, we came out healthy last night. Like I said, it was a good physical game, hard-hitting game, but between the whistles, and that's what I told Coach Music before the game. Good luck, and let's stay healthy above everything else. And I think both teams did that. Now it's a little warm, and some of the kids aren't. We got spoiled there weeks 1 through 3, and I think we had a couple of cramping issues, but nothing serious.
Well, that means all the guys can enjoy the homecoming dance tonight then at Conley Gym, right?
Yeah, they don't have any problem. Well, they might be a little sore, so I don't know what their dance moves will be like tonight. But we bring them down here to the field house after film and fill up the ice pool and let them take ice baths. So maybe that'll help the muscles relax a little bit tonight, and they can still impress their dates on the dance floor. Well,
I saw some of the pictures online that Sherry Hamilton and the crew did. They're decorating Conley Gym, and oh my goodness, they've outdone themselves again.
They have done it. It was a great week for us. Sherry Hamilton, Jan Bible, our student council sponsors, and they decorated the gym. They put on we had a homecoming parade on Wednesday night, and all the classes put the floats together, and that was a good time. Of course, the team goes through on a big trailer, and then we congregate down to the football field, and there's class competition games, and then they end the night with a big bonfire. And it was just a good week. I thank both Jan and Sherry for everything they've done for us this week. It's a fun week for the kids, and I think they'll appreciate that.
Well, they've done a good job for a long time there as the sponsors.
Yeah,
they sure have.
Yeah.
They sure have.
Yep.
All right, Brian. Hey, we appreciate your time this morning.
No problem.
Tough loss last night, but I know the guys will bounce back, and we appreciate your time, and best of luck as you prepare for the Newton Eagles next week. Okay.
Thanks a lot, Randy.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Yeah. That's Brian Tackitt, head football coach of the Flora Wolves. Tough loss last night, only coming from behind to spoil the homecoming last night at Flora. 27-16 was the final last night. Flora led 16-13, but only comes back with a couple touchdowns in the fourth quarter to win that one. And Flora now 3-2 on the season. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk high school cheerleading. That's right. In 1997, Mount Vernon won the state championship in cheerleading. We'll talk to Lisa Turner about that in just a moment because they're going into the Hall of Fame.
It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
Roadhouse Harley-Davidson is putting Mount Vernon, Illinois back on the map. At Roadhouse Harley-Davidson, we look forward to meeting each unique customer and welcome all motorcycle enthusiasts. We have it all from new and used bike inventory, motor clothes, parts, and a service department that is second to none. Roadhouse Harley-Davidson is the newest full-service Harley-Davidson dealer in the nation, located right off Interstate 57 in Mount Vernon, Illinois, open 7 days a week. Rest your boots and your bike at Roadhouse.
105.5 and 90.9 The Vine is thankful for the ministry partnership with Country Bob's All-Purpose Sauce in Centralia. Country Bob's product line includes the original all-purpose sauce, seasoning salt, barbecue sauce, spicy all-purpose sauce, honey habanero, apple chipotle, and marinara. Country Bob's is located on U.S. Highway 51 south of Centralia and can be reached by calling 800-373-2140.
Many Americans over age 40 are on medications, and it's important to know how those medications interact with each other. Shoe Creek Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in downtown Wayne City, and they are very happy to consult with you about your medications at any time. They also offer prescriptions at competitive prices, and most insurance is accepted. You have a friend in the pharmacy business. Shoe Creek Pharmacy, your good neighbor pharmacy in downtown Wayne City. And welcome back to the Sports Couch here live on a Saturday morning on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine Radio and streaming live worldwide on both of our websites. Live video streaming at AreaSports.net and live audio streaming at WVYN.org. We are having a telephone issue here all of a sudden, and I apologize for that. Murphy's Law, nothing like live radio. But after I completed that interview there a moment ago with Brian Tackitt, we have got a crazy buzz on our phone, and so I don't want to go to our next guest just yet because, well, there's such a buzz on there, we're not going to be able to hear anything. So let me try to reset a couple of things, if you don't mind, and I will return in just a moment, okay?
The radio ministry of 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine thanks The Good House Bed and Breakfast in Franklin, Tennessee for their ministry partnership. The Good House has it all in a rustic, wooded location 10 miles from Nashville. The Good House sleeps up to 10, but is also great for just 2. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, Wi-Fi, a full kitchen, and a large family room and game room helps make your getaway to Music City a memory-filled trip of a lifetime. For more information about the Good House Bed and Breakfast in Franklin, Tennessee, call 615-416-5770 or visit NashvilleFranklinRental.com.
Wouldn't it be great if we all had a friend or neighbor you really trusted, or to help assist you in managing your money? A helping hand to look out for your best interest? Well, you do. That's exactly who Community First Bank is. Chances are you've seen us at the ball fields, in church, or right next door. Friendly, local Jefferson County residents. From the smiling, helpful tellers all the way to our executive board. We're proud to call Jefferson County home. We're always here to help. Community First Bank. Local matters. Member FDIC.
If you have a nonprofit event or church activity coming up soon, we can help you promote it on our website calendar, which receives many visits every day. Just email your information to The Vine at WVYN.org. And if you also want it mentioned on the air each day, call and ask how you can affordably put your message on the radio at 895-3030. The Community and Christian Event Calendar on our website is another free service from your friends at 90.9 The Vine.
Featured on America's Got Talent and coming to Effingham Performance Center, Illuminate. On stage Friday, October 6th. The best new act in America. A journey of light, dance, and sound. Spectacular, magical, dazzling. The show plenty are trying to imitate, but they'll never out-innovate. Illuminate. Friday, October 6th at the EPC. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com by phone or the box office. Sponsored by Turnkey Computers. IT support for small business.
Well, I am going to have to apologize to everybody this morning. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. We have, it just came out of nowhere. I don't know why, but we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successful interviews this morning over the phone with absolutely no problem whatsoever. And then all of a sudden we have this crazy loud buzz on the phone line that I just absolutely cannot get rid of. And I have reset all of the equipment and everything like you would normally do in a situation like that, and it's still there. So, unfortunately, we are not going to be able to have our final 2 guests on the show this morning. I apologize for that, but we will endeavor to try to get them back on the show either next week or the week thereafter. We were planning on talking to Lisa Turner this morning from the cheerleading squad in 1997. She actually is the sponsor of that cheerleading squad. I'll put a picture on the screen. They are being enshrined into the Mount Vernon High School Sports Hall of Fame, as the announcement was given this past week that 1997 team will go into the Sports Hall of Fame. The reason is because they were actually the state champions. They were the state champions in the ICCA competition back in 1997. What's interesting about that is you see how the different cheerleading outfits and the hairstyles, of course, are different in 1997 than they are here 20 years later in 2017. But, yeah, unfortunate that we're not going to be able to have Lisa on the program with us this morning due to the phone issue here. And then also we were going to talk to Lori Ellis, the softball coach at Fairfield with the Colts, as they are preparing for the regional championship that they will play in this coming Monday. They have had a tremendous softball season so far, and in fact, I've got a picture I can put up on the screen of the team. There we go. That is the Fairfield Lady Colts, as they are going to be in that championship, and they will play this coming Monday. They had practice this morning. They're going to take on Albion this Monday. They won the semifinal of the regional over Norris City earlier in the week, and they will play Monday in the Region 8 championship against Albion. There are 8 regional championships to be decided in girls Class M regionals, and all of those regional championships will advance on to state competition. So if Fairfield can defeat Albion in that Region 8 championship on Monday, then they would move on to state competition in Class M softball. And we really wanted to talk to Lori about that this morning. I talked to her off the air earlier this morning to set that interview up, and I know that she and the girls are very excited about that. But, again, something going on here with the phone system that just happened all of a sudden. And after we had these 5 interviews this morning, now all of a sudden all we're getting is just a loud buzz and a loud hum. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. So, again, I do apologize to those of you who are watching and listening, hoping to see and hear from Lisa and Lori this morning. But we will try to get them on here either next week or the week thereafter. How about those St. Louis Cardinals? You notice that I am wearing my St. Louis Cardinals shirt this morning, my polo, and interesting that the Cardinals have jumped over the Milwaukee Brewers now and are literally right there on the doorstep, getting into this crazy wild card race. They're a game and a half out in the wild card. They've jumped over Milwaukee now. No way they're going to catch the Cubs in the division race, as they're still 5 games out in second place behind the Cubs, but they certainly have a legitimate shot of getting into postseason in the wild card, as they're a game and a half behind for that second wild card spot, which was right now held by Colorado. Colorado's not been playing very good baseball lately. The Cardinals have. In fact, the Cardinals have the longest winning streak of any team in the National League right now. Can you believe I said that? It's true. The Cardinals have won 4 in a row, and no other team in the National League has better than a 4-game winning streak right now than the Cardinals. So that's pretty crazy, isn't it? So they're playing their best baseball. What a win last night. The Cardinals come from behind in the 9th inning. They were down 3-2 going into the 9th inning last night and come up with 2 runs in the 9th inning last night to win that game on the road at Pittsburgh. And a huge win last night for the Cardinals to pull that one out. And that's what you got to do this time of year when you are in a situation where you're in a pennant race and every game is so important. You got to find a way to grind them out and win. And that's exactly what the Cardinals were able to do last night, was grind it out and win. So they pulled out 4-3 last night, and the Cardinals will be in action again at Pittsburgh tonight, where it'll be Lance Lynn on the mound against Garrett Cole. That's a 6:05 first pitch tonight at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, the Cubs and the Brewers will play again this afternoon at about 12 noon. That's being played in Milwaukee. It'll be Sutter on the mound for Milwaukee, and Kyle Hendricks will pitch for the Cubs. Again, that's a 12 noon start today in Milwaukee. Again, you can check out scores from area football games and other sports activities, of course, anytime you'd like to on our sports website at AreaSports.net, as we encourage you to do that. I'm going to check this phone line one more time and just see if we're getting anything at all. I don't think that we are. Yeah, see, it's just, it's really got an issue going on with it with the hum, and not sure what happened there. That was really a weird situation, but it is not functioning properly this morning like it was earlier when we had the 5 interviews with Lynn Braden, Justin Townsend, Bobby Brenneisen, Clint Turner, and Brian Tackitt. We appreciate those coaches joining us this morning on the Sports Couch. So we're going to wrap things up this morning, and it's Bean Days going on here in Wayne City today. So if you are in the area of Wayne City and you want to enjoy a parade and lots of great food to eat, the parade will kick off here in about 9 minutes or so, started to begin at 10 o'clock. So Bean Days today in Wayne City, lots of activities going on to enjoy with family and friends at the annual Bean Days 2017. We will be back next Saturday morning at 8:30 for another 90 minutes of great local sports talk. Perhaps Danny will be back with us as well. We'll see. A Sports Couch every Saturday morning here on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net. Have a great weekend, everyone. So long.
This is